How about an old school Kizer? Because that's what I got in this box here. What is this thing? This is a Zugang 3.7-inch Azo designed S35 and titanium. A Zugang. Come on, man. How many of these have you seen? I can tell you me, not many. Let's get it out of this box. Bought this on the secondary market. It's been sitting here on the bench for a long time. Been here for a while. And recently I'm digging through and I'm purging knives and I'm going through inventory and I'm like, man, I got to get this one on the channel. I got to get this out. All right, let's get it out of this box. And these little Kizer pouches, they are so cool. They don't do them no more. It's all their old school stuff, but it's got a cleaning cloth, a couple of screws in there. This thing, look at the size of the zipper on it. Heavy duty, man. All right, you ready for this thing? Look at this thing, man. Come on. You already know looking at it. It's a stunner. I'm going to get rid of this box. Yeah, unfortunately, this ain't going in the purge pile. This is one of those I already know. Look at this titanium, the finish on it. I mean, this is like grabbing a pillowy cloud. It is so well finished and refined. Let's see what kind of blade come with it. A little weak on the detent, but golly, look at this thing. Come on, man. Oh my goodness. So this was represented as like new in a box, never carried, never cut. Give it a good inspection here. Zugang. You know, normally you'll see some wear here going in and out of the pocket. You'll definitely see it around the pocket clip. I mean, I don't see any indicators on this knife that this thing's ever done more than come out and be handled like I'm handling it right now. Somebody giving it a look over. Definitely a factory edge on it. Beautiful. Yeah. Let's run that action a little bit. Oh, so smooth. Now the thumb stud's very stampy. I mean, yeah, I think it's gonna, I don't know that I'll be able to fail it. I think maybe slightly off center, which could just be the pivot screw. You never know, you know what I mean? Could just be a screw loose or anything. But yeah, this thing runs as smooth as it feels in hand. Very comfortable. Golly. It's like super comfortable. And that blade shape, man. Get out of town. Yeah. It's just so smooth. There's not a lot of detent there, but man, that thing's so smooth that there ain't no failing that. That's for sure. Golly, these scales, the fit and finish and all this, it's just wonderful. Yeah, the detent's soft. When I'm pulling that out, I can feel it. Betcha I can. Yeah, I thought I could throw it out, but nope. Well, let's get in it. Golly, this thing's nice. Oh, so unique. And I can see that the pivot is going to force me into the show side. Hopefully I can reverse that and go from the other direction when we put it back together. But there's a really good chance not. I mean, it's captured in this scale, and it may force me to come in this way. A lot of these older ones do that. Like, I'm not surprised when I see it because they built them that way, which, I mean, it's easy for me to say, well, I think that's backwards. Who am I? You know? Who am I? There's a song in there somewhere. Yeah, big cage bearing. Look at all the skeletonization going on in this big scale. I mean, they literally CNC'd every piece of this almost that they possibly could. And the side with the frame lock, same. I mean, they just went off. Milled as much as they possibly could. Pretty impressive, man. You know, it's a detail. So I'm looking at the pivot. I have to go the other way. See, it's only captured in the top, and it won't allow me to come in from the other side. Yep. But that's okay. No worries. I think I am going to put a little bit of detent on this knife. I'll sacrifice a little bit of drop shot action to get a little bit more snappy detent. It's got a little burn mark on the back of the blade where they ground the back of the blade here. They ground this part. And it's got a little brown here. So they burnt it a little bit. But that's not going to mess with the integrity of the knife in any way. So, no concerns. Wow, is that light. Big, thick piece of titanium, and it is light as a feather. I mean, so much so, it's got the steel insert in it, and it's got the stop pin in it, and I'm going to weigh it just to give you an idea of how light that is. Yeah, so all this hardware up in this one, 1.3 ounces, 1.2 ounces. Super light. I mean, if you took both these scales, you're less than 2.5 ounces. And this is a big knife. This knife is large. You know, it's not an extra large knife, but it's a large knife. And so the only thing left is the blade. I mean, they did a wonderful job skeletonizing all this and weight reducing. Yeah. Wow. I mean, some of these older ones are kind of hit and miss, you know. They look cool, then I put them in hand and I go, it's just something's lacking a little bit. I mean, it doesn't float my boat, whatever. Maybe it's just personal preference. I mean, I haven't found any that it was built shoddy or, you know, anything like that. I haven't found nothing like that in any of these. But just some of them don't do it for me. Sometimes maybe it's just personal preference, the way it looks. I don't know. Okay, so I can definitely put a little bit of tension in this. There we go. I added quite a bit there. I'm going to run with it and see if I overdid it. I'll allow the too far for now. Hopefully I won't have to take it back apart. And fix my overzealousness. Man, this is cool. Now that blade weighs more than both those scales combined. Yeah, 100% it does. That blade stock's heavy. Yeah, this is why this is backwards, because when you go to assemble, you're pressing against everything, and the detent is forcing you away. Like you got to fight that detent. Okay. Not left-handed, but I'm not going to take my tension off there. See if I can get that started. Nice. Like a glove. So I have a purge coming with Kizers, and I believe there's like 12 Kizers that I'm going to purge. So keep your eye out for that. There's a kubey purge coming. There's a civivi Sencut purge coming. I'm kind of going by manufacturer and just going through my collection, looking at all the pieces as a whole and saying, hey, I have to move 10 or 20% of these. So it's kind of, keep it or purge it. Keep it or purge it. And then I'm left with a percentage that I chose to purge. And so I've got quite a few coming. So I definitely added some detent to this, and it's affecting the drop on the knife. But I think the gain on the detent is worth it. I make sure I'm not too tight. Definitely gained. Yeah, rock solid. I am going to put some tension on this and run that. Okay. Very smooth. Almost dropped shut. I mean, just one little wiggle. I put just a tiniest little bit more tension on it. It didn't have any shake in it, but sometimes being a little tighter makes the bearings run better. I just had a sense about this one. Oh my goodness, is the action good on this? So let's talk about it. Action. I mean, it's taking a little bit to move it down, but can I fail it? Oh, I can fail it. Yeah. I mean, A minus. I mean, I can fail it. I'm having to shake it down a little bit, but it is so smooth. I mean, I'm not going to complain about this action at all. It is wonderful action. It really is. I don't think I can spidey flick it. That detent's too tight now. Oh, there I can get it, but boy, do I gotta want it. I mean, it makes me wonder if I shouldn't take some of that detent off because I put a fair amount on it. I mean, I'm gonna tune it. I'll be right back. Okay, ready? I took some of that detent out of it and look at the drop shut that it has now. And can I fail it? Yeah, I mean, oh, it's so free. It's wonderful. Yep. Oh, man. It just takes some fine tuning, man, to just get it just right. You know what I mean? And now it's just right. Yeah. Very cool. So with the action the way it is now, it's a solid A for sure. It's just wonderful. Look at that. And thumb flick, yep, simple. Spidey flick, yep, simple. Yeah, this thing's dreamboat now. Crazy good. Ergonomics. So that flipper tab and the jimping definitely locks that hand in. So it's definitely a confident grip, leaning towards very confident. It's got a platform to put the thumb. I mean, yeah, it's got wonderful ergonomics. The pocket clips disappeared in there. I don't sense the clip at all when I'm gripping it hard. And speaking of that pocket clip, let's check it. Let's run it. Does it run? I think it's going to be just fine, but we're about to find out. Yeah, it gets over the thick stuff and then all the way home. It's got a fair profile, maybe close to a 1/2 inch. It's got dryer type tension on it. Yeah, wonderful tension. So it equals retention. You know, it's going to retain it in the pocket really well. I like it. The pocket clip's definitely a win. Let's check for safety. Wonder if we can make blade contact. Nope, none there. The tip is buried in there, so the clip's good, the tip's good, and then I'm not worried about any incidental contact with the blade through the scales. It's wonderful. I wonder if that tall flat grind is sharp. I mean, as tall as that is, that it represents crazy sharp. Yeah, it represents that kind of sharp. Might have a tiny little burr on it. Yeah. Oh, I hate when I get going like this. That paper runs me around a corner. It's the operator. It's not the paper. I'm going to strop this real quick. Let me go this way. What's the difference? Nah, I don't know. Ain't no real difference. Just going to take a couple of strokes because I'm not looking to shine up that edge, and I'm not looking to profile or sharpen or do any of that. I'm just trying to pull any burrs off. The knife was crazy sharp. I mean, I could feel something there. It's got something on that edge, which explains why it was binding up in that paper. I mean, this blade shape is so good. All right, where are we at? What do we got? What do you think? Yeah, I know what you think. It's the same thing I'm thinking. Thing is sharp. All right. Price and availability. Where are they? Can we get one? At the time of the video, there's 2 Zugangs running on eBay, and they're both in the $200 range, which is what I would expect for this knife. $200. So there you go. I mean, they're out there. If you look for them, you can find them, but get ready to pay for them because they're that lost tiger, that unicorn. You know what I mean? Loch Ness monster. Yeah, buddy. Appreciate y'all watching.